Welcome back to Where Tigers Walk. This is not the fast-flowing, entertaining football that Hull fans were promised. They want their money back, and it's understandable why. We're here to talk to Jack about what is just going on at Hull City. Welcome to Tigers Walk. Not much mauling going on at the moment. Here to talk about it is fresh back from Plymouth is Jack, and if you don't yet follow Jack's match reports, please do so at the link on the screen that you can see displayed there. Jack, I've read a number of reports, including your own, about the Plymouth game. Just wasn't good enough, was it?
No, definitely not. Definitely, especially having a defeat against Sheffield on Wednesday, and then a 1-1 draw at home on Saturday. You'd expect a response, but it didn't come.
The performance, the performance just wasn't good enough, Jack. What would you put that down to? Is it just the systems they're not getting used to, or are you still lacking in personnel?
I think it's a bit of both. We didn't play our new signings that I bought on Friday, which is obviously understandable because they need to have some game time. But it's also the system too. I think we're just too open. We're not clinical enough in the box, and something needs to change. Otherwise, it's just big teams are just going to tantalise us.
Yeah, you know your manager and we spoke at the start of the season, didn't we? That we'd be seeing 2-2s and 3-3s and a very expansive style of football. We haven't seen any of that.
No, it was even in our friendlies as well. I didn't see any signs of this fast attacking, heart attack football. It's more heart attack football, getting stressed watching it.
Absolutely, yeah. Were Plymouth a better team?
I'd say there's more consistent. There was better with the ball, controlling it. There was making a few misplaced passes, and there wasn't capitalising on our mistakes from Panda giving it away quite a lot. But yeah, they were much better than us, I think.
Yeah, just on Pando, he did make a couple of decent saves. Does he look like he's growing into his role? We've talked about these goalkeepers a lot so far.
It's hard to tell because he is young. I think he's 24, and it's his second championship game. He's good at shot stops. He's just not confident with the ball at his feet. There's one point where he had two defenders on his team either side, and he decided to go through the middle, and it just went straight to one of their players, and they nearly scored.
What needs to change in terms of the starting 11 for you then against Millwall? We'll speak to a Millwall fan in a second because they've not had the best start either.
Well, I know this is going to be harsh to say, but I think Estepinian needs to. I think we need a change of striker. I think I'd like to see Bairstow start. We definitely need to get Charlie Hughes back in. Charlie Hughes and Finn Burns at centre backs. Midfield is good. Mellum's good. Omer's good. Slater's off the pace a bit, so I'd like to see Jarvis start because he's an attacking threat. But that's probably it.
Okay. Sunderland fans were laughing a little bit when you signed Bairstow this week. He's not known for scoring lots of goals. What sort of reaction has that signing had across the terraces?
I think any signing at the moment is going to stir up some excitement for the Hull fans. I've got to be honest, I don't know much about him. I just know he's good on the ball.
Yeah, okay. I think you speak to Sunderland fans, he'll say that's about it. All right, let's bring in our Millwall fan and let's have a look at our next opponent. Welcome, Callum, to Where Tigers Walk. Callum, if Hull haven't started well, then Millwall even less so. Tell the Tigers listening to this what they can expect from a Millwall side rocking up to the MKM this weekend.
The unknown, I would say. Very unknown. Obviously, we've had quite high scoring games the last two league games, so a bit of the unknown. Hopefully some defensive, better in defensively, but obviously Hull have been in a difficult situation as well themselves, so we'll have to wait and see next Saturday on what happens.
Yeah, you've been. I mean, what have you conceded? Three against Watford, another 4 against Bristol City, 7 in 2 games. I mean, what's going wrong at the back for you lads?
I honestly don't know. Obviously, Tanganga's been obviously suspended for 3 games, obviously from the last game of the season, last season against Swansea. So he'll be back against Hull. Hopefully that makes a difference because we've really missed him at the back. But yeah, just defensively better. Obviously, I'm not going to. Hopefully, a clean sheet would be a start. But you know, Hull are always a difficult opponent, so hopefully we can get a result. Or possibly, I'm hoping for a draw, if best.
Okay. Jack, would you take a draw now? You've got to get your first 3 points on the board
we
against.
we definitely need to get our first 3 points on the board.
Okay. Score predictions then. Jack, you're at home.
2-1 to Millwall.
Okay, that's to Millwall.
Yeah.
Why did you say that?
I just think that we're just not up to that level yet where we're thinking about winning. I just think Millwall will just come with a better mindset, definitely from them 2 results we've just had. We've had 2 draws. I don't think it'll be as feisty as Millwall will be.
Okay. Callum is saying you'll win. Not been watching you recently.
Well, I've been thinking about this for a while, but I think I'm hoping for a 1-0 win. A good away performance, 1-0 win to us. I'm going to go for.
Because you're scoring goals and we're not, so there's a big difference.
I think it'll be difficult. I think you at the moment it's an unknown for us, but I think I would say a draw, but I want to go for a 1-0 win. But I think there'll be goals in this game. I think overall.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully, but I want us to be on the right end this time, not on the bad end, the way we lose.
Yeah.
Yeah, Millwall, the team to watch for goals this season. All right, thank you very much, Callum. Cheers for joining us.
Thank you.
Good luck
Cheers.
for the rest of the season. Jack, you can rate some takes. All tickets should be refunded. Awful performance. Be lucky to stay up with this manager and staff are embarrassing. Too harsh, too early, Jack?
The latter part is quite harsh, but I agree with the former. I think it was an awful performance. I know they've got to give a refund, but definitely the prices were for that performance is atrocious.
Okay. Point on the road is all right. Maka shouldn't play ever again. Jacobs' place is on the bench at best. Miller and Coyle, best players on the pitch. We are not quick enough. There's so many overlapping runs not picked out. Where do you stand on all of that?
Point on the road, yeah, Maka. I think that's harsh on Maka. I think he's played decent. Jacobs is he needs to be on the bench. He shouldn't be starting. Miller and Coyle were are our best players at the moment. I mean, Coyle was the one who cut in from the halfway line, passed it to Miller. Miller passed it back to Coyle, and Coyle absolutely smashed it into the corner. And there's lots of overlapping runs again with Miller on the left, just with an abundance of space, and no one's seeing him. No one's passing to him. They're just going. Yeah, it's just all over the place.
Okay. And finally, get Hughes on that pitch over McLaughlin. We need a new left back. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, definitely. He needs to get Hughes in. Left back, yeah, again, we need another left back. It's more of the bench. We haven't got much experience on the bench.
Okay. There's lots of negativities from lots of clubs at the moment. Obviously, Leeds fans aren't happy. Cardiff fans are kind of saying, well, you know, we are kind of where we are. But I am surprised at the amount of whole negativity that I've seen on social media. And I think it's more the performances than the results. Even the performance against Bristol City, as we spoke about last week, wasn't great. So this game against Millwall is actually probably bigger than we think, isn't it? Because he's against, back at home, those players have got to put on a performance to show the fans that this is going to be a season to look forward to, and not one where they have to sit grimacing grimacing through? Because there's a portion of fans that are starting to worry a little bit about where this season is going. Where does that?
Yeah, it's definitely a bit worrying at the moment. Again, we're getting 21,000 fans into the stadium, which is brilliant, and we're not really performing. Last season, as you said about this is an important game. Sheffield Wednesday at home, we beat them 4-2, and that got us onto a 7 unbeaten streak. And then we got beat, then we got back onto it. So it does take one good game to get the players' mindset positive, and then the fans get behind the team.
Okay. And finally, then we were talking about central defenders this week. We did goalkeepers last week, of course. You've made some astute signings and loans in these particular areas. So actually, last week, if I looked at this, it wouldn't have looked so good. But Jake, Greaves is always going to be difficult to replace such an outstanding talent. But are you happy with the business that's been done in this area in the last 7 days?
I'm happy with Charlie Hughes. I think that was a great one to get done. Finley Burns, not really heard much about, but he's coming on. He's actually been put in CDM quite a few times, so that's a bit worrying. But yeah, Charlie Hughes, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing.
Okay. You don't think that you need to go and sign any more centre-backs then?
Well, if Charlie Hughes and Finley Burns, which I hope do start on Saturday, if they play well and they continue to play well, then I don't think we need any more.
Okay. What would you like to see Hull do in the transfer market before the end of this window?
Definitely a new striker. Maybe a couple more new strikers. The wings, I think, are fan of Omar and Miller. Mellum's good in the middle. And some of our youngsters like Jarvis and Sellers Fleming are pretty good. I'd say one more central attacking midfielder and a left back, I think, will do us nicely.
Okay. Fingers crossed that you get them, and I hope the crowd doesn't turn on Saturday if Millwall score early. Although reading comments, I think it just might. Cheers, Jack, for joining us. If you're a Hull fan and haven't yet subscribed, please do so. We've got a large number of guests coming up over the coming weeks to review and walk through this season as it progresses for Hull City. Cheers, Jack. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next week.